Parties on Warden versus Rivera, step forward please. 40-year-old Chris Warden claimed he rented his guest house to auto detailer Michelle Rivera, but she ran up huge phone bills and caused widespread damage. Order. All rise. Now this is number 52 on the calendar in the matter of Warden versus Rivera. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Mr. Warden, you rented a room in your home to the defendant. It's a room that's attached to your house in the back, according to the garage. Yes. And you were charging her a nominal rent, a couple hundred a month. Yes. Now you're suing her for $5,000. Yes. She, in turn, has decided to countersue you for $5,000. And I assume, since they're both nice round numbers, each of you is going to tell me why you're suing the other for $5,000. Go. Well, a couple months after she moved in, the phone bill started going up. So I told her that she would have to take care of that as part of the rent. She agreed. Well, several months later, it got up really high, about $1,900 for a phone bill. Phone bill? Yes. $1,900? Who do you talk to, madam? Who do you talk to for $1,900? It was a friend of mine that was calling collect from... where? Oakland and Hawaii. Call and collect on his phone. Yeah, well, I was paying the bill for his phone bill as well. Listen, whenever my husband complains, I'm going to get a copy of that phone bill and stick it in front of his face. I've got plenty. I have too. So how much do you owe him for the phone? I've paid, amounts. I have them all written down here for the phone. I've made a $1,000 payment, right before I moved out of the house. How much does she still owe you for the phone? About $1,500. Do you have proof of that, sir? She says she owes you about $300. Okay, well, around that area. Here we go. I can give you all these. No, don't give them to me. Show them to her. Please look at them. Okay, take them. So these are your only... Listen to me. Those are the phone bills, is that correct? These are the phone bills. All right, just a second. I've taken full responsibility.
Okay, you have to understand, sir. If you had gone to trial and you were acquitted and you wanted to sue her for damages, for your costs, your attorney's fees, lost wages, whatever, okay, that's legitimate. But when you go to court and you plead guilty, then you can't say, well, I'm going to plead guilty, I'll take whatever consequences there are, and then I'm going to go sue her because what you said was, I disturbed the peace in this incident. Right. Well, I'm not going to go behind that. So you plead guilty. Okay, the judge say to you, you telling the truth when you're pleading guilty, Mr. Warden? No, I just signed a paper. Well, did you read the paper? Yeah, I signed away my rights and the little thing they gave me. Yes, you signed away your rights, and it said, the piece of paper that you signed, this is an acknowledgement that you are pleading guilty to these charges. You're right. You are giving up your rights to have a trial. You have an absolute right under the Constitution of this state. You understand that? Yes. Okay, so forget that amount of money. What's next? But I'm going to find out. Did you have him arrested? Yes, I did. Why? Because he grabbed me by my neck. And just a second, are you telling me he grabbed you by your neck? He grabbed me by my neck and pinned me up against the seat in my truck. Show me, tell me how that happened, Miss Rivera. I came home from work and, well, just before that, Chris was always leaving notes on my door. I have a 3-year-old child and he threatens me in front of my child. He throws trash cans at my front door. Why didn't you move? I was in the process of moving. I told him, I gave him notice that I would be out by the 30th of the month, and meanwhile, he's making my life miserable. He's left notes on my door saying that I'm not allowed to have any boys staying at my house, just late-night visitors. She had traffic through my house all night long. I did not. Here's the notes that he would pin to my door with steak knives. Here's more. Did you write all these notes, sir? Well, I don't see them, but I did leave notes on her door telling me show them to you. Why didn't you just move to evict her? Well, I made it clear that she was only supposed to be there a few months. She wasn't...
For the money, you blow him off. What do you expect them to do? Kiss you on both cheeks? No. Miss Rivera, you're not going to stand there and look and say to me, well, you know, I didn't do anything wrong. You did. You did do something wrong.
So you want to tell me again why you think I should even consider giving you $5,000, and for what? I didn't blow him off on the phone, but I made payments. I have the list of the payments, $1,538 that he hasn't been paid. You think the phone company's going to say to him, oh, wait until see the outcome of what happens when you go to court. He's got to pay it. The phone bill is paid as of this morning. I've called the phone company this morning before I came in here and verified there's right now a $262. What does that have to do with you? Did you pay it? No. When I left the house, I had to move out of my house at 11 o'clock at night. All of my belongings, Let you acknowledge, if I believe you, what you said in your papers at least. You said, well, I maybe owe him $300 on a phone bill. Right. I want to tell you something, that's outrageous. When did you move out? I moved out on, I believe, May 8th, so for a couple of months. How dare you owe him $300 if I believe you? $300 on a phone bill, and it was a lot more than $300. The fact that he's paid it so that he would be able to maintain his phone in his house, right, is none of your business. I want to know why you think he owes you anything.
Was looking for a place to stay, right? Yeah, I was looking for an apartment at the time. So you broke up on August 9th. When did you finally move out of this house? Probably the beginning of October. And what arrangements had you made for the bills during that time? We arranged that she asked, she knew that she owed me money, and she don't tell me what she knew. What conversation did you have? How to arrange the monthly installment. She wanted to pay by monthly installments what she owed me. What did she owe you for the rent, the phone, and the cable bills? You mean from August 9th until the beginning of October? That's 2 months? It started from May 26, 95 when she started accruing a debt to me. Is that right? No, we were engaged. We were living like we were married. We put all of our money together and he would write all the checks. So according to you, you didn't owe him any money. How much was the whole rent on the house per month? Yes, $500. Well, for the time that you lived thereafter, you broke your engagement and you were looking for a place to live. Were you paying him rent? No. Contributed towards the rent? We had one conversation about it, and I had said that he had asked for half the rent, and I said that I'd pay half the rent if he paid half the groceries and did half of the work around the house. And he wouldn't do that. So you bought all the groceries? Yeah, that's pretty much how it was. I would do the shopping and I would do the cooking. Well, did he agree to that? Did he agree that you would just do the work around the house in exchange for your share of rent? Did he say that's okay? Well, it was just another argument. There was never an agreement made either way. According to your complaint, Mr. Sanchez, there was a conversation that you had with the defendant where she said to you, how much do I owe you? And you said, I just gave it. It was like, I just said $400. Call it even. You remember that conversation? Nothing came up about the $400 until I called him about, I think it was the
have been $500, correct? Okay. And that doesn't include utilities, phone, anything else. Now, during that time, if you bought groceries, it certainly didn't come to that kind of money. Your oral contract, which I believe was for $400. So it's very easy. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $400. Thank you. You may step out the back to the right. Under Sauer versus DeSauer, step forward, please. 67-year-old retired machinist Max DeSauer is suing his son, Max Jr., 42, because he removed his father's guns from his home. He's asking for attorney fees he paid to get the guns back. Order, all rise. Yes, this is case number 460 on the calendar in the matter of DeSauer versus DeSauer. Parties have been sworn in. Mr. Bailiff, you may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please. Are you Mrs. DeSauer? Yes, I am. Mr. DeSauer, do you think your son loves you? I don't know. Let me tell you what he says. Your papers indicate that your son removed some guns from your house that were your guns. Yes, correct. Yes, your son says that he removed the guns from your house because he was concerned about you and concerned for his mother. Yes. Do you think he had reason to be concerned? Yes, I certainly do. Why were you concerned about your father's safety and your mother's safety? Both of them. There have been very violent fights between the two of them, several 911 calls. My father had 2 strokes. My mom had 1. During that time, there were 3 also were 3 suicide attempts by my father. I had just learned of it that's what the events were on the 3rd one, and I removed the guns at that time. After I removed the guns, a 4th attempt was made where he attempted also to take my mom with him, as he put it. She went to make a 911 call because she found him in the car. He had stabbed himself in the arm, and this was on my birthday. And she went to make the 911 call, and he grabbed her, put her on the ground, throttled her throat, and said he was going to take her with him. And how long ago was that? That was about 3.5 years ago. And your parents have separated?
Because he knows how close we are. How many children do you have?
I have 2, Tim and Max, stirs away. Are you the older brother? Yes. Where are the guns now? The guns are at a friend of the family's house. You put a value in your complaint on these guns of $500. Yes. None of us live forever, Mr. Dursery. What did you suppose would happen to these guns when you were no longer here? I really couldn't care less. Well, that's a good attitude. I mean, it really is a good attitude. I hope they're safe, and I hope that if anybody does get them, that they are in as good a shape as I believe that they are at the present time. Did you at one time have issued against you by any court an order of protection or a restraining order with regard to your wife? Yes. And when was that? Most of last year, at the same time that he requested the guns back from me. Okay. Does anybody have a copy of this restraining order? I do. May I see it, please? How long were you and your wife married? It'll be 43 years. I can tell you Juneteenth this year, and I'm still going to be married on Juneteenth if I'm alive. Have there been divorce proceedings filed? No. We both agreed to a separation. However, we agreed to a separation a long time ago, and she decided for some reason or another that she would make it legal and go through the legal procedures of getting a separation. So she hired an attorney, and then I hired an attorney to protect my rights, because at that time she told me that she was going to take everything she could get. Are you living alone now, sir? Yes. Do you see your other son? Do you visit with your other son? Well, when I get an opportunity. Where does he live? He lives in Riverside. That's not so far away. You have grandchildren? Yes, 2 grandchildren. Do you visit